Hello guys, welcome to Tutorly. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to access the Kling AI API. By the end, you'll know exactly where to go in the Kling dashboard to generate your credentials and keep them safe, so you can integrate the service into your projects with confidence. We're basically going to walk through the full setup that lets you connect Kling AI with your apps, automation tools, or backend services, so you can start building things like AI-powered workflows, content tools, or integrations without getting stuck at authentication. Start by opening the Kling AI web app in your browser and signing into your account. Make sure you're on the global site so the developer options appear. This is important because some regions or localized versions of dashboards sometimes hide developer features, so always double-check you're on the main global platform. Once you're logged in, whether you're using email login or SSO, you'll land in your main dashboard where all project and workspace settings are accessible. Once you're in, look toward the left side of the interface near your profile area. At the lower portion of that sidebar, you'll find an option labeled API. Go ahead and click that if you don't see it right away. Try expanding the sidebar or widening your window so the full navigation is visible. On smaller screens, especially laptops, this menu can collapse into icons, so just make sure you expand it properly so nothing is hidden. This is usually where most users get stuck, so don't worry if you miss it at first. On the page that opens, choose Go to Console. This takes you to the Developer Console, which is the centralized place to manage API access for your workspace in the console. Head to the API key section. If you've created keys before, you'll see them listed here. Otherwise, the page will prompt you to set one up. Think of this console as your control panel, where you manage everything like access, permissions, and API activity for different apps or projects inside your workspace. Before we create anything, a quick note on what you're about to see. Kling issues two pieces of information for each credential: an access key and a secret key. Think of the access key as the public identifier for a key pair, and the secret key as the private part that proves a request really came from you. The secret key is displayed only once at creation time, so plan to copy it immediately and store it securely. In real-world usage, you'll usually pass the access key in your request headers, and the secret key is used for authentication or signing requests, depending on how you're integrating it into your backend. A good example is storing these in environment variables, like .env files, instead of hard-coding them into your code, especially if you're using Node.js, Python, or any server-side framework. If you need to adjust an existing credential, use the Edit option next to that key. That's where you can update its label or manage it without creating a new one. To generate a fresh credential, select Create a new API key. When prompted, select or enter the API name you want to use, then click Confirm. Right after you confirm, the console reveals your new access key, and one time only, the secret key. Copy both to a safe place right away. A good practice is to put them in environment variables or a trusted secrets manager, like AWS Secrets Manager or similar tools, and never paste them into screenshots, shared documents, or source control. This is really important because leaked API keys can be abused instantly, especially if they have billing access or production permissions. That's it. You've reached the end of the flow to access the Kling AI API. With your keys saved, you're ready to move on to the docs and start making authenticated requests from your app or workflow. At this point, you can test your setup using tools like Postman or simple curl requests before integrating into a full application. If a key is ever exposed, return to the console to rotate or delete it and create a replacement. Keeping separate keys for development and production makes it easier to manage access and revoke the right one without downtime. And it also helps you avoid breaking live apps while you're testing new features.